Yeah, much as we could. They're pretty scared.
Finding a mess like this ought to make anyone frightened. Have one of the boys take the guy and the girl back to town. You take charge.
Okay, Inspector. What are you going to do?
Look around a little.
It's pretty dark out there. Once you get beyond the range of those lights, you won't be able to see your hand in front of your face.
I will get one of the flashlights from the patrol car.
Okay, be careful, Clay.
I'm a big boy now, Johnny.
Hello, my tender dumplings. It's me, Matt, your man for movie mischief. So Stranger Things is coming back twice, and my parents are huge fans. This makes some sense for my dad. He likes a lot of 80s movies, but it especially makes sense for my mom, since in the 80s, she graduated high school, she graduated college, she met my dad, she got engaged to my dad, she married my dad. I think it was a few years before she got turned, and even more years before she gave birth to a sin against nature like me. But yeah, I guess I should review an 80s horror movie since it's coming back. But which one to review? Guess I'll just go to my Shudder account, hashtag not sponsored. Go to 80s movies, and... Oh. Well, that's a little different than Stranger Things. From the same company that brought you Frankenhooker, Maniac Cop is a 1988 horror film about a cop that kills slightly less than the average police officer. Despite making only about half its budget when it was first released, the film would later go on to gain a small but passionate cult following in 2 sequels. Plus, if you like 80s character actors, this has got 2 of the best. Robert Z'Dar and Bruce Campbell. Aw man, with that much chin action, don't let Jay Leno in. 'Cause he sucks. But great chins do not a good film make, with even Campbell himself dunking on the film years later. So was he right to do so? Well, dead or alive, this movie's coming with me. This is Maniac Cop. So after a credits montage of Z'Dar putting on his uniform, our movie opens on insert turning red joke here, and a woman walking home from a bar, until she tells a shadowy police officer that she's being attacked by...
These 2 Puerto Rican guys!
But turns out it's the Maniac Cop, played by late great Renaissance man, Robert Z'Dar, who murders her for being a racist Karen. The next day, Lieutenant Tom Atkins, who I remember best for banging a chick way too young for him in Halloween 3, looks at the woman's dead body and suspects a cop was behind the murder. And after Commissioner Shaft tells Atkins he's a loose cannon, we meet the hero of this movie and the only man who can match Z'Dar's charisma, Bruce Campbell, playing an officer who's cheating on his wife. Campbell's wife threatens to shoot him and his mistress, another cop named Teresa Mallory, only to chicken out and get murdered by the Maniac Cop, leading to Campbell's arrest since he's the top suspect. But there's always room for some Campbell-grade ham.
No, you gotta be wrong. She ran out. I thought she went back home. I tried to stop her, but she had a gun.
That night, an undercover Mallory gets attacked by the Maniac Cop, and she gets saved by Atkins. He tells her he thinks Campbell was framed, and she tells Atkins that the only person she told about the affair was Officer Sally Noland, a middle-aged cop with a dysfunctional leg. A few hours later, Atkins tails Noland to an abandoned pier warehouse, discovering she's in cahoots with the Maniac Cop. Noland refers to the Maniac Cop by name, revealing he's former detective Matthew Cordell, and Atkins looks into Cordell's files, finding out he was thrown into Sing Sing for brutality and trying to weed out corruption in City Hall. Cordell then has a flashback that shows he was cut up and left for dead in Sing Sing's showers, where we see everything but Z'Dar's deputy, and Atkins looks into Noland's computer and belongings until... Know what's really great about this movie? It's, sensitive portrayal of the disabled. So yeah, the Maniac Cop breaks into the police station, murders Atkins and a few other police officers, some obvious ADR plays.
Don't even try.
Okay.
Listen, I didn't do any of this.
Sure you did. Hey, man, I'm going after him.
You heard him. He didn't do it.
And Campbell escapes amidst the chaos. And after a relatively pointless scene with Sing Sing's medical examiner, we cut to a Sam Raimi cameo at the St. Patrick's Day parade. But the lack of jump around doesn't deter the Maniac Cop, who steals an armored truck Campbell is in the back of and drives it to the warehouse. The Maniac Cop then breaks Campbell out, tries to kill him, kinda gives up on that, and starts to drive the truck again. But a few distractions from Campbell and a big pole cause him to drive into the river, seemingly killing him. And as Campbell looks over the salvaged truck, a hand rises from the depths, closing out the movie. So that was Maniac Cop. And it's a lot of fun. I can't confidently talk about the politics of this movie. If you are curious about that, check out Thought Slime's great video on the whole series, link in the description. But what I can say is that the two stars are either giving it their all or phoning it in the best way possible. The score is synthtastic, and the kills are a lot of fun. If I had to nitpick this movie, I'd say that the Maniac Cop's actions don't make a lot of sense. He's mad at the guys who put him away, but he mostly attacks randos. But I figure it's kinda like Jason. He's just so full of rage, he'll kill anyone. Plus, if you're looking for logic in a movie called Maniac Cop, you've come to the wrong place. If you find this movie on the streets and have an hour and a half to spare, check it out. After all, you have the right to remain silent forever.
Rah! You better watch out when you hear that sound. It means that the Maniac Cop's around. Once upon a time, he was a super cop until the bad guys framed him to make him stop. They put him in prison where they tried to kill him. But he broke out, now he's the villain. Bullets don't hurt him. I know it sounds like jive. We're not sure if he's dead or alive. Set him on fire or shoot him with an Uzi. But he'll show up in your jacuzzi. You can run him over. You can feed him poison. Push him out a window and it only annoys him. He's out for vengeance and he can't be stopped. That's why they call him the Maniac Cop.